Hi, welcome to the Hallowed Hearth. Tonight, the fire burns a little lower, the shadows stretch a little farther, and the veil around Pine Lawn Manor feels thinner than ever. You are here with the Hallowed Hearth podcast, the place where haunted history, paranormal experiences, witchcraft, folklore, and the unexplained gather around the flames. Tonight's episode is one of our spooky friends, and you absolutely do not want to miss it. As ever, I have my co hosts, my sisters in the spooky, our resident paranormal investigator, Rachel Ravensvale. Hello.
Hello, sister.
And the cutest cryptid creator you will ever want to meet, our very own Haley Hansen. Hello. Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. Um, so tonight's story is not just about ghosts and haunted history. There's something new awakening at Pine Lawn Manor this Halloween. A gathering, an experience, a night the paranormal community won't soon forget. And before this episode ends, we'll be revealing details about an upcoming Halloween Paracon style event that promises investigations, mystery, and a chance to step directly into the unknown alongside some incredible guests, possibly one or more of us. So dim the lights, settle in close to the fire, and listen carefully, because Pine Lawn Manor may already be listening back. Yee. So, those of you who watch us regularly know that our little Rachel loves the spooky, and the spooky loves her back. Yeah, Rachel, just really quick, tell us. You've had some stuff going on. You've been a lot of places here lately.
Ooh. I'm like, where was I last
Exactly.
week?
I
don't
know
even
you've been exhausted from it, but what is something from the last, let's say, 2 or 3 locations that you have just, I don't want to say brought home with you, but kind of brought home with you?
Please don't come home with me.
Strangely enough, I did, I think I've told you guys before that I work with like a channeler who kind of helps me like, explore and work on my gifts and that kind of thing. And after, where was it? I think it was after actually Randolph. She said that I brought something home with me.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Lock the doors.
Like, she was like, he's in the room with you right now, and I'm like, oh. And so she's like, I'm going to need you to like, your spirit team is going to help you, but you're going to have to kick him out. He's just kind of enamored with you. And, and I'm like, oh gosh. Okay. So I was like, walked around my house, and was like, this is my house. You're not welcome here. You need to leave, and I just went through and I had, I like to use Palo Santo a little bit more than I like. Sage to me smells a little marijuana-y. And so I'm just like, I like kind of the smell of the Palo Santo. Smells like it's just a little campfire,
Yeah.
So I'm like walking around every room and I'm like, you cannot stay here. This is not your house. This is my house. You need to go, and I really didn't experience anything, negative, before or since, like.
Good.
So, and then it turns out she told me as well that I have somebody at work. There's a spirit at work.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so like I've heard him. I know it's a him. I've heard his voice and he's called out my name multiple times trying to get my attention. And I'm like, and I look crazy because like there was this girl we had working that I had to terminate, but she was working the front desk and I was walking down the hallway. All of a sudden I heard my name and I do like this. And then I saw nobody was there, turned back around and I was like, you know.
Oh my
And
heavens.
she looked at me. She was like,
Oh no.
and she asked me. She's like, what happened down the hallway there? And I was like, oh, it's nothing, you know. I thought I heard my name being called, so I turned around and she was like, "Oh, you get that here too, do you?" And I'm like,
Oh no.
Two?
"Yeah."
No.
And she said she'd actually heard a couple of times like a spirit call her name. Um,
Goodness. You don't
yeah.
want
Oh my.
you not want floating dental tools. That's so scary.
No, I know, not great.
Oh,
Not great in that location, but you know, the the lady I work with, she was just like, Deborah was like, yeah, he's highly crushing on you, and so he's trying to get your attention all the time, and I'm like,
That's how you know you're a baddie when you're pulling them from the spirit world too. They're like, I'm
right.
with her.
I think
Oh,
that's the thing of like why a lot of people look to do Estes method. I'm a little like, I don't want to do it. I've done it before, but I don't like to do it. And it's because um, I'm too open,
mm,
and I don't have the like wherewithal to be like like my boundaries solid
mm,
enough to say like you can't like take over me,
right.
like I don't want to do that. I'm too um like need to be in control kind of thing, especially of myself.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't like that out of control feeling. So yeah, that was, I mean, that's probably as far as bringing something with me. That's the only thing that's ever happened. I don't have
That's
any
enough.
I don't have any wood. Can I do fake wood? Um,
Especially
yeah.
just
so-
at that point.
But the last we did Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. Interesting enough, on the third, so it's a three-story hospital. It was built kind of in sections. We were up on the third floor, which is which at one point in time they had a nursery up there, and then kind of its last part of its life as a hospital, they had it as kind of that floor was like rehab, and
Mm,
also for people who had like mental illness, or they had like this one particular spirit that said to still be there, is her name is Nellie, and she had dementia, and her
mm,
family dropped her off there because they couldn't take care of her. Um, and so, kind of like sometimes when the dementia was bad and all they know how to do back then to take care of her, they would lock her in a room,
Oh,
and
that's
she absolutely hates it, and she hates it now as a spirit. If you close her door,
yeah.
she wigs. Like she wants her door to her room always open. But interesting, we were asking questions, and we had actually one of the guides that kind of stays there on location while we're there investigating. He can either hide out in one of the rooms, or you can invite him to investigate with you. And we're like, come on, just come investigate with us. And so he was talking to her, asking her questions, and all of a sudden I hear, ooh, like that right next to me. And I was like, did you guys just hear that? And then he was like, his name was Chris, and Chris was like, yeah, I heard it. It went, ooh. And then he was like, my husband was like, yeah, I heard it too. It
I
went,
thought that was fake.
so we actually caught it. We
That's
caught it on the other team, and we brought a guy. A guy came with us named Doug, and he kind of investigates on his own. He goes to all different places and stuff. I think he said this last investigation was his 73rd investigation that he's been on.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been investigating for a while. So, but he actually caught it on his recorder too, or his little, I think he had an audio recorder and his GoPro with him. And then the other team we were with, they caught it on their audio recorder. So we're going to review our evidence this weekend, see if we caught it, because
Yeah.
I would like to hear that again. But it was definitely a female oohing. I don't know if she was excited because I think he was talking about that one of her her neighbors, when he was like trying to ask her, was one of your neighbors, like the stories were that he was like came in and he was there for rehab for drug addiction, and somehow he had gotten a hold of medication or something and may have OD'd there. And so he was asking about that, and that's when there was kind of like the ooh, like
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
that's
so
awesome.
yeah. Old South Pittsburgh is one of those, extremely haunted locations, like very active. And, I kind of try to remind people that it looks like it looks like a hospital building. And so everybody assumes like we're going to get hospital people there. But what's been seen on the ground and within the hospital is they've seen Civil War soldiers, and they've also seen like Native Americans around there. And so I always say, even though we physically see a building on that piece of land there, it wasn't always a hospital.
Right.
And for many years, it probably wasn't a hospital before it became a hospital. So you kind of have a mix of like, different spirits there.
Oh, we've got lots of folks jumping in to say hi. Heidi McCack was the first one tonight.
Nice.
Do we all know and love Heidi McCack?
Yes, absolutely. More Heidi.
I don't know of her, but yes.
Oh,
Okay, you are close enough. You're close enough. You're coming to do one of her movies with me. I told you that already. You're gonna. You live close enough.
I know. I told you, suck it, freaking doing an audition thing.
Listen, we can teach you. You're smart. You can learn. We can teach you. I want you to be in a movie with me.
It's been a long time, man.
It's fine. It's like riding a bike. We also have Haley's mommy. Holly is here with us again tonight. She is probably our longest running viewer.
Fan.
She has been here literally since minute one.
Yes.
For the rest of you that have not said hello yet but are watching, please jump into the chat. Say hey to us.
Ask us questions. We're cool with that.
Yeah, please ask questions because joining us. Oh,
Hi, Todd the Fox.
Hi, Todd the Fox.
All of you blushing. Wonder who he is.
Now. I'm such a dork. But outside of the chat, joining us by the hearth is the owner of the mysterious and deeply haunted Pine Lawn Manor himself, Tony, and our old friend, Jen from Eclipse Paranormal.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
So tonight we're going to be diving into the strange energy surrounding the manor, the chilling encounters investigators and guests have experienced, and the stories that continue to echo through its halls long after dark. We love haunted houses, Tony.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. So tell us, if you would just tell us a little bit about you and how you ended up, I guess, connected with Pine Lawn.
Well, for me, it always started with the love of like history and artifacts and antiques, and just enjoyed the collection of items that, that has an abundance of history that tells a story. And I was always intrigued by the paranormal. And I went on my first ghost hunt and paranormal investigation and kind of like experienced some things at a particular location, and from there it was history. So I was on the lookout for a paranormal location, and my first location was the Bridgeport City Hall and Jail, the old city jail, and from there it just stemmed out to Pine Lawn Manor, which at the time, had a lot of people come through for their haunted tours, and it just a lot of stuff was coming out of there being said that occurred there. And I wanted to go and check it out for myself. So I did one evening. I went and checked it out, and the paranormal occurrences that they said it took place was a materialization of objects from nowhere. I was going, to be honest with you, I was going to call BS on it, but I never got a chance to do that because a marble actually dropped in the back of my foot.
And you're like,
Oh my
wait a minute.
Wow.
Yeah. So had you experienced a lot of paranormal stuff before you got into like, really, I want to own a property, I want to be a part of it? Like, what was your main kind of impetus in this?
It's just the unknown, paranormal activity. Like I can remember stuff all the way back to when I was a kid, me and my brothers, grew up, and being boys, and we'd wind up creating Ouija boards out of cardboard and in a marker, So it just extended quite a bit of ways, and but watching TV shows over the years and everything, I was like always intrigued by the unknown. So I wanted to experience that for myself, and I had a chance to do so, and I was just hooked ever since.
Yeah, absolutely. So it always intrigues me when properties like this come up for sale, because you have the folks who want to keep it really authentic. The locals who are like, we don't want people coming and traipsing all over everything. So did you have maybe a fight with the local folks about what you wanted to do with the house once you acquired it, or because some people don't want folks in their neighborhood?
For Pine Lawn Manor and the care center, no, we didn't have any issue whatsoever. But for the Gibson Victorian, yeah, we had a little local incident with she is real religious, and just real set in the way she thinks that people are coming into a location. She thinks because they're doing a paranormal investigation, she's automatically assumed that they're coming in to do satanic rituals, and they're there to basically look for demons.
Yeah.
So I tried to explain it to her, and yeah.
Well, because that location's gotten pretty popular. So have, kind of the rest of the folks just kind of embraced it and said, we'd rather see the house stand and in good condition and be a landmark?
Pine Lawn Manor, yes, and in the Gibson as well too. But specifically Pine Lawn and the care center, yes, it's been embraced by the local community for quite some time.
Good.
Got a lot of teenagers running. There's a bunch of teenagers throughout the summer months. They'll be curious or whatever, and you'll catch them driving by every once in a while.
Yeah.
But
are they seeing a lot of like construction and rehab and whatnot going on out there?
Yeah, we're constantly making improvements to the location. Whenever funding is allowed, we right now we're focused on the roofs, and we're going to be making some more improvements to the roofs. But you're looking at over 77,000 square feet with both buildings. You're looking at a lot of metal. So we're going to take it one step at a time and just move in the right direction.
Now, I know we've done some looking, but where exactly is Pine Lawn Manor for folks that are hearing about it for the first time?
Pine Lawn Manor is located in Sumner, Illinois. And to reference where that would be close to, if anybody was familiar with this area, Vincennes, Indiana, Evansville, Indiana. More towards Vincennes, Indiana, though.
Okay. So just almost across the state line.
Just
4 hours from me. Yeah, Rachel's probably looking at like 6.
And mine's about like 3 hours 40 minutes or something like that. I mapped it.
Oh yeah,
Nashville.
In Nashville. Yeah.
Probably about 3.5 hours, right?
Yeah.
About that.
Yeah. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been to a lot further.
Yes, you
Yeah.
have. Rachel, I know you had some stuff you were curious about.
Yeah. What are kind of the most commonly reported experiences that people have at Pine Lawn Manor?
Well, Pine Lawn specifically is like from everybody's, that's been in there, and I'm getting the feedback from everybody that's coming in, and also myself is included in that. It's a lot of strange light anomalies that take place in Pine Lawn that I've never seen anywhere else. It could be a flash of light coming out of one of the rooms. It could be red, like different colored orbs. Like when you're in the pitch dark, you'll see them. Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
The materialization of objects that occurs at Pine Lawn, it does occur, but it's not as frequently as that is, some stuff like and the paranormal is it does happen, but it's a rare occurrence, right? So
Yeah. Have you personally ever had like an encounter that genuinely like shook you?
oh yeah, for sure. Couple different occasions. One that stands out above one that stands out. I was waiting for a tour to come through with some individuals showing up outside, and I just kind of like, because at Pine Lawn, I feel like if you ask for something, like you treat the energy there, the spirits there, if you treat them like grandma and grandpa, and you're polite, they want to do stuff for you. And I was expecting maybe a knock or disembodied voice or something, but I saw it was right before dark, so everything was getting darker, but you could still see, and something came off the sides of a Great Dane, the size of a dog, but it's just straight black, and it came jutting out of the room. When it came, just I wasn't expecting it, obviously. So when it came out of the room, kind of at me, actually, I just took off running to the door. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I ran out of Pine Lawn Manor.
That seems like a good response.
Yep.
I know.
We haven't heard from Jen yet. How do you guys know each other? That's so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And
Are there any
go ahead.
areas of like that investigators sort of try to avoid in that place in Pine Lawn?
Try to avoid.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I mean, from what I've taken over the years from multiple different teams and kind of discussing things like when Pine Lawn Manor, the energy shifts, they don't want to be alone at Pine Lawn Manor, Like there's occasions where like like I'm talking about people that's been investigating for 20 plus years or whatever, like professional teams. They say that there's a moment in the nights that they've investigated that there's a particular time in the night that they didn't want to go alone, in the building.
It just seems like the energy just changes.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel it when you walk in the building. I mean, you really truly can. You can feel the energy from what's there when you walk in the building. It doesn't matter. It don't have to be night in order for that to happen. Yeah. It's been pretty wild, as far as like hearing people, and like I even wanted, like, I know once you get alone in Pine Lawn Manor, like the spirits even like interact more with you, whether that be intelligent knocks or shadow figures or whatever it might be. So at one particular time, I created a challenge at Pine Lawn, and that was trying to what the spirits had to go, what the patients had to go through at one time. They did time down to the chairs, so they had to deal with them, and they left them for long periods of time by themselves, because they didn't want to have to interact with the people that once lived there. So I was trying to duplicate that by the the original straps and tied them to the chair and leave them in the building for 15 minutes. And there's been so much, with people telling me that, how did the experience go for the challenge, and there was just so much feedback, coming off what they experienced.
What did they report?
Like full-blown apparitions, like while walking up to them from not apparition, but like not like an apparition, but like a shadow man kind of thing, like a dark shadow man. That's when apparitions, you think of features and all that stuff, but nobody's made any features out. But walking, lots of walking, intelligent knocks, orbs, disembodied voices, being touched, just a multitude of things, really.
Oh. Is there any particular like team that's walked away with like a piece of evidence where you're like, oh my gosh, that's crazy?
There's been quite a few, actually. There's been quite a few. Too many to really count, honestly. Too many to talk about because there's so many of them that I've watched their videos, and they have all picked up great stuff. Honestly, they all picked up. One even documented the marble being, he was in the location by himself, and documented the marble being dropped. But
interesting.
It goes on past that. Honestly, there's just a lot of great videos. A lot of great evidence been over the years.
So I have a question. I heard a team took off out of there and went and stepped foot back in. Is that true?
Which team?
I don't know. I just heard a team. Which team?
Well, there's quite a few teams. I mean, but it's a hell of an experience. I mean, that's all I can really say. But if you had to narrow it down to one team, I don't know who that would be, because there's been quite a few people that's ran out of there, honestly.
I don't know. All I heard was a team. I didn't hear multiple teams.
Quite the reputation.
Oh man.
No
Okay,
one wants
so
to come back.
that leads me to, why did they run out? What happened? I need to know. Rachel's probably like, I need to know too.
I think it started from what I've talked to them and got the feedback on some of these teams that has ran out. I think it startled them is what it is. Like,
yeah, caught them by surprise.
Caught them by surprise. So if they're walking in the building and they hear disembodied voice or something that kind of startles them, or I mean, without looking at the videos, I wouldn't know, but as far as like the details of why they ran out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you believe that most of the spirits you have there are intelligent or residual or something else?
I think me personally, I would have to say intelligent.
Okay. Yeah, getting a lot of direct responses and interaction.
Yeah, like they're aware of the surroundings. They're like the Estes sessions and stuff that's been done out of here. Like it's just the activity that you occur here. Like if you ask them to do something, they're going to do, like they'll try to do it or whatever. You get a response from them, from you asking them to do something, or even with the equipment going off, But the Estes sessions is where I really that's the reason why I say it's an intelligent haunting, because a lot of cool Estes sessions.
For our viewers who might not know, can you briefly describe what the Estes process is like?
Oh, for me, you want me to describe it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got a spirit box, and it sweeps through AM and FM radio stations at a frequency. You can set the frequency on it, and the theory is that the spirits can channel into that and spit out a word. So when you do the Estes session, you're supposed to wear earphones that noise cancellation. So the only thing you're hearing is coming out of the spirit box. Whatever, SB7, spirit box, you got multiple devices.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, a lot of people would say it's like sensory deprivation. So a lot of people will wear a blindfold and they'll obviously have the headphones on. So then really they're the conduit, right, between
Hmm.
that spirit sort of
Like a vessel or something.
speaks through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Mm.
got to be brave to do that. That's for sure.
Oh, I love
Oh
it.
my gosh.
I always
takes-
do it.
It takes practice too, because sometimes those voices, it can be hard to discern because they're very, I mean, they're kind of in between the radio stations. So you'll hear them, sometimes they'll be softer, sometimes they'll be louder. But you're still sometimes picking up sort of sounds from the radio stations. That's why I choose kind of AM, I think, over FM, because
Less
you know,
about
AM is not used as much anymore.
I tend
Yep.
to do that too.
So you have more white noise in it, but yeah,
Cool.
it's crazy. Has any of the activity changed or intensified since you've owned it?
It's always been like a certain level of activity, I shall say. It just, I would say yes. It's just like any other location, guys. Like there's times where you're gonna have like this is the location. I shall say this. This is a location I feel like you're gonna come into and you're not gonna experience that you not gonna come into a location like this and not have nothing happen. I've only seen it a couple times where teams have come in here and said it is like they had a really quiet night. You know, that's only out of 2 teams, maybe 3 out of like what hundreds of teams.
Mhm.
So it's like I feel like it could be with
Pretty
any
active.
location. You know, you go into a location, but just like you was mentioning something about what South Pittsburgh Hospital is that correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's your location. You like that location quite a bit.
I've been a few times. It's close enough. I mean, because it's
Yeah.
like 2 hours from Nashville, so it's not
Would you-
far.
Would you say that you get activity every time you go? It's different.
Yeah, we get activity every time we go. It definitely changes sometimes, but it also, I really feel like it depends on who you're investigating with.
The
Because
energy that
yeah, the energy that you bring to that location is what you kind of like you get back a lot of times. So we always try to come into a location with, very positive energy and,
Yeah.
only want to communicate and hear their stories and, address them like we believe they are, like they're people. And, we never try to force any kind of communication and
Yeah.
no matter where we go, we always seem to have activity.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Pine Lawn Manor. You know, I feel the same way you do about South Pittsburgh Hospital, and I feel like you're going to get activity here. You come in with a positive attitude, and you come with some energy. I mean, I think I've got it down to the point where like I can tell which teams are going to get more activity than others. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense, but
Oh, it does. Yeah.
No, it does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I heard there's something not so nice there. I know I've asked you this before, but like with the one and only team running out, but I know others have heard this, if I've heard it, others have too, that there's something not so nice there.
I don't know. I think that's on an individual's perspective.
I can see that.
They're bringing the demons with them.
Yeah, I really, truly, yeah. I think that's on the individual and the team's perspective. You know, I mean, honestly, I've been in here quite a few times. I haven't had anything like malevolent or anything like that. So, I mean, if you come into somebody's home, this is kind of the way I see it, guys. If you come into our home or your home for that matter, and you're disrespectful, you're going to get a negative reaction to it.
Right.
You know, and if I come into your home and I'm positive, then you're going to give me a positive interaction. So that's kind of how I see it. If you come into Pine Lawn and I tell people all the time, come in and speak to these spirits like your grandma and grandpa, and you're going to have a great time. But unfortunately, you have some people out there that provoke or whatever it might be. Well, you come into somebody's home provoking somebody, you're going to get poked back.
for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes literally
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
haunted
That's
location.
it.
that might make you run out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's 100% of the way it is. Like in most locations, I think if you walk in expecting a negative response, that's what you're going to get. You walk in expecting a positive response, that's what you're going to get.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there any stories kind of connected to like the surrounding of the property that people maybe have not or don't really know of? Because I find like, and I don't know, a lot of these locations, like Old South Pittsburgh's one of them, where it's not just where the building itself, but it's the land that the building resides on that seems to be holding in the energy. And I wonder if that's similar for Pine Lawn.
There's some things that's been discussed, like with psychics and and kind of like people doing their investigations. But if I mention it here on this podcast, that this is what I heard, for the folklore of the land, they're going to nail me to the cross before I leave this podcast and say that was 100% what he said. You know, and I know it.
Yeah.
So I'd rather probably not mention what I think, but it'd be cool, like if I could mention it and
Off the air convo.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I already feel like that's the case, but anyway.
Yeah, I could say, hey, this is just totally what somebody's like multiple people's told me. This is just folklore of the land, and people be like, hey, Anthony was on there and he said that there's this and this and this and this. Nope.
I did no such thing.
I've got a little smarter over the years, dealing with this,
So
I
I
think
know
we all
that
have.
there's some whispers out there that there might be something happening around Halloween. Do you
I'll
wanna-
let Jen take the floor on that.
Oh, and there. Thanks, buddy. So we actually booked Halloween, and I called Tony one day, and I was like, hey, I got a question. Because Becky and I, if we investigate on Halloween, we like to bring people in for tours. And then we like to give the trick or treat with the kids. So it'd be like a family event. Come tour, kids can trick or treat, have fun. We did it at Post Town a few years ago. That was really successful. And we got to talking, and we decided to have a pop-up con. And the name of it is Frights of the Night. And it will take place on October 31st. We're actually investigating the Gibson the night before. And then we're doing Pine Lawn that day. And I hear there's 3 ladies that's coming too. Do you guys know who they are?
So when you call it a con, do you have booth space available for people,
We do.
like people to rent if they want to come bring their spooky stuffs?
We're going to have vendor tables indoors, outdoors. We're trying to get food trucks. We're going to have speakers. And we've got a couple right now. I'm working on that. A lot of people are already booked, so it's hard to get like bigger names in. And it's Halloween, so a lot of them want to spend time with their kids.
Mhm.
So there's that. I've been working on it, but I'm going to put everything. It'll be on the website. I'll have a link there. If you go, it's not on there yet. If you go look for it, it's not on there yet. We wanted to announce it before I added it, but it will be on eclipseparanormal.com. It'll be under the You know what? I might have snuck and did that already. I'm old, so hold on.
You did that in your sleep.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
No rest.
Oh, I lied. I do have it on there. Oops. I do. I have the vendor information on there.
Awesome.
And I don't know how long, at least it will be from 10 to 4 at least. And then we had talked about possibly extending that for vendors, because we're talking about doing evening tours. Like the conference be over. If you want to stay a little later till like 7, you can. And still having the trick-or-treating tours for families and younger kids before the investigation. The after dark have to be 16 to 18 to come in and investigate.
So you're actually going to do like an investigation?
Yeah, we're going to investigate that night too.
That's awesome.
And then it does benefit Pine Lawn Manor to help with restoration and maintenance and all that good stuff.
Awesome.
Are you putting a cap on guests for the investigation so that people need to get their tickets early?
We are probably 15 per person plus our leads, because the buildings are huge and we don't want, people interfering with each other. Go into a room, somebody's already there, and somebody else starts being really loud during an EVP session.
Yeah. You don't want that bleed over.
No, not at all.
Because it doesn't make it fun to review that evidence.
No, I'm
Not
actually
at all.
Are there any sort of exclusive type of events or that you guys are going to be doing that night, you're thinking?
We'll have VIP investigators.
Very cool.
And then we'll have like general public. And another thing we like to offer, my team likes to offer, is that, and we have them at all our public events, our conferences, is that we're the only team that does this. As you guys know, I support domestic violence shelters. And we like to have a group, if women aren't comfortable investigating in a mixed group, we have a group set aside just for women.
I love that.
I love that.
Yeah. I think that's really amazing because that makes them feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
I think being amongst other women, plus they feel also supported.
Yeah.
Because I think that a lot of times and I don't know if you experience this, but I think that investigating with women is different from men just because I think we're a little more intuitive and we kind of blend that way. And so I think when we're with men and we don't necessarily want to call out like what we might see here or, for ridicule, like saying, oh, you're just whatever, you're seeing things or you're making things up and that kind of thing. So to have that sort of support to say, like, your experience that you're having is valid. It's real.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm sure the female spirits like it too. Girls' night.
Right.
Like a whole different experience out of that.
And sometimes the spirits are more open to women than they are men. And especially some women, just like you said, some female spirits.
Yeah.
And like kids tend to be more open to women too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
I noticed that with kids. Yeah, I think with kids spirits, because I think that especially if we're like moms, they know. It's like they sense that you're moms and then they kind of just want to hang around you a little bit more because they feel that connection, that mommy vibe.
Oh yeah. I have some stories for you about Randolph County.
Oh boy. Yeah.
We went last weekend, so.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Here. I'll have to hear some stories later.
Oh yes. Dana. My daughter must be home. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to mute.
So are you excited about having the con come to Pine Lawn, Tony?
I'm excited about learning what it takes to put something like this on and all the details. Jen, I'm going to learn from everything she's got going on to bring to the table and how she operates these cons and how she puts all this stuff together. I mean, I'm intrigued by all of it, honestly. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a lot of gonna help out where needed, obviously, but I'm gonna lean heavily on Jen because she does this. She's been doing this for years, and I'm excited to see how she, how it's put together for sure.
Mm.
I was told the other day anybody can throw a conference together.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think it's that easy.
No, it's not that easy.
Rachel, you've seen my struggles before. I'm like, oh my God, Dana.
It's in the comments. My dog's freaking out hearing your dog downstairs. She's like, "Where is he?"
Yeah, your mom's like, Annie's like, what?
She's excited. Ariana just got home.
I was gonna be like, oh, is that dog man there?
It's dog girl again. So we will have a few more surprises as it comes along. I did create the event today on Facebook.
Sweet.
And it's Frights of the Night.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Hashtag Frights of the Night.
That's right. Yeah, we were trying to come up with a name for it. And I asked Xander, I was like, what's a good name? He's like, Frights of the Night. We went with it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I like that name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
I think
you-
it's appropriate for Halloween.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And location too, so it kind of fits both.
Mm-hmm. And if this goes over as we hope it does, we've already talked about 2027.
Nice.
So, yep. Planning ahead.
Yeah.
We will. We'll have more stuff come up. We'll discuss who's going to be there. I have a couple people that's interested. We'll just continue updating. I'll make a Facebook page too. And I work till 8:00 tonight, or it would be up already. But I did the event. If they want to go over and follow that, it's Frights of the Night over. Yeah.
Excellent. Tony, Rachel came up with a question earlier. We were talking about kind of what we were looking at for tonight. And one of the questions that she had kind of posed that I've been sitting and waiting. Do you think places like this choose their takers? Like, do you think you are there for a reason, not just because you've had this affinity for the paranormal and whatnot, but like that it's you?
I think, I think you got to care. Honestly, I think to be able to run any location for that matter, the individual that's caretaking over the property, that owns the property, has to care about the facility. Yeah. So I think it's drawn me in. I mean, it's definitely drawn me in. And I feel like the more that I'm involved with these locations, the more of me I put into it. And they know me here, the spirits here. I mean, they ask for Misty all the time, which is my wife. They ask for her, then they ask for me. So yeah, I familiarize myself with the spirits here, and they also know who we are. I hope I have.
So talking about, they asked you by name.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have certain spirits that show up all the time and know their names?
Yeah, so Pine Manor, I have familiarized myself with the spirits there, and I feel like they do, honestly. I feel like they come through and talk to you. There's quite a few different people that's resided at Pine Manor, and quite a few people that's passed away. And the ones that have not passed away at Pine Manor, they want to pass away at another location. I feel like they came back to Pine Manor. So, because we have a lot of interactions with those spirits, like Michael, Susie Q, Tina. I mean, I can go on and on and on.
Is there somebody there named Ed?
Yeah. Why? How do you know? Did you look at the history of Pine Lawn?
No, I haven't looked at the history of Pine Lawn yet.
Is that talking to you right now, Rachel?
I just felt like there's a strong male that and Ed's what pops in my head all the time. It has like the
So,
long name, like Edward, but
do you have abilities? I'm taking your psychic medium. I mean, yeah, you
yeah.
must be, because if you didn't know the history, obviously, he was the main nurse at Pine Lawn Manor.
Oh,
He was
wow.
a
And he
main
wound up
nurse.
having yeah, and he had a massive heart attack there at Pine Lawn.
Wow.
And I talked to both of his daughters. A
He's
speculation if he passed on the way to the hospital or if he passed away there. But I did talk to both of his daughters, and they believe that he passed away at Pine Lawn Manor.
he's very strong there.
Oof.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, that's wild.
Okay, Rachel, holding back on us. It's her time to shine. She's like,
Coming in, I'm telling you, I'm coming into it. It's working. I pulled the same thing with JJ Polk House. I got woke up one morning and I put it in the chat and I said, I don't know, I've got this name that keeps coming to my head, and it was Liza. And so I was kind of like, at first it was Elizabeth. I kept saying, and I told, as soon as we walked in the place, I told the owner, it's like a husband and wife, and I said, I don't know, but I said I woke up this morning and I've got like Elizabeth and Liza came to my mind, and she said, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah," and she said, "Well, they're both here." And I went, "Oh my God." And I said, and I also felt like there's kids. I said, there's kids there. They're young. There's maybe a boy and a girl. And she was like, "You're dead on with that." Yeah. Yeah. It was nuts. Yeah. So it's crazy. I woke up just with that name in my head. And so I put it in the chat, and the girls were like, "Oh my God." No, they couldn't believe it. I asked them right away. Yeah. So,
Yeah, you hit that on the head. Ed at Pine Lawn, yeah.
Oh. Oh.
how many deaths do you know that happened at the property? Is that kind of a vague number, or have you been ever told?
And again, I was told by multiple sources it was this many, that many. But moving forward, I'm just going to say there's quite a few people that's passed away here, and the exact number I don't know that as of right now.
Over 1,000.
Once I throw the number out, then I'm going to get nailed to the cross with it. So it's like I don't want to do that.
In the thousands.
So that leads me to ask this question: is there any kind of cemetery near there? Do they have their own cemetery for unclaimed?
There's quite a few people that passed away at Pine Lawn that was unclaimed by the family, and they wind up burying them out there at the cemetery in Sumner. And quite a few years they went with all unmarked graves, and there was an organization that went out there and put placards on their graves with their names.
Oh,
That's nice.
Yeah, I think that really helps, at least, them feel like they're just not completely forgotten, right? Because I feel like that the spirits there, they want to be heard.
Want to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. I mean, if you're thinking like we're thinking that they're human spirits, that's all we want in life, right? Is to be seen and to be heard. And I don't think that changes when we're on the other side either.
That's why it's really nice to have investigations like this to give people a voice who might not have had that, especially in their final moments. So it's really
absolutely
cool.
Sure.
What'd you say?
I said for sure, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She thought Ed was talking to her.
Like, hello?
He said, "Hello, Rachel."
Great. Another one I can take home with me.
Actually, he was just saying, Rachel. Rachel.
There's just Rachel's booze. Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm ready for it to be Halloween, as you can tell.
Yes.
It's Halloween for us every day.
Oh my God, yeah. 365 Halloween.
That's right. We eat, sleep, and drink paranormal. I feel like I do.
That films you.
Same.
Yeah. Well,
Same. I mean, I'm like horror movies. I love paranormal, like, like me, like aliens. Like I'm all about it. I'm all about cryptids. I'm all about just bring it all on. I'm ready.
Give us the weird.
yeah,
Exactly.
for sure. Well, before we start wrapping it up for this particular episode of the Weird and Wonderful, do you guys have any other questions for Tony or Jen about the event or Pine Lawn as a whole? Anything I might have forgotten to touch on?
Hey, it's Seeking Beyond came in the chat. They were with us at Old South Pittsburgh.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Seeking Beyond, we need to go to Pine Lawn.
Absolutely.
So it probably wouldn't be, well, maybe a little farther from them because they're in Huntsville, Alabama. So,
Oh, yeah.
but, yeah, it's not too far.
That's a
They
good
said,
road
oh,
trip.
definitely. So, hey, we're
Yay.
going to set it up, Tony.
What's that?
Do an investigation.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the chat is Seeking Beyond Paranormal. And
Mhm.
they were with us. That's who we investigated with last weekend at Old South Pittsburgh. So,
Awesome sauce.
oh,
Forgot to shoot B-roll.
oh no.
Oh,
He went all the way. Well, I guess it's not that far for them to go because they go straight across. I forget that, but I think it's like about an hour from them from Huntsville to Old South Pittsburgh. For us, it's like a little over 2 hours. But we're also going to fight Nashville traffic just to get out of Nashville.
Yeah, that's an hour and a half in and of itself.
My son was
Sometimes.
down there. He was in
Yeah.
Nashville a few weeks ago.
oh, nice.
Okay.
Told him,
What
I
is he
said, if you run into a girl named Rachel with red hair, tell her I said hi.
Yeah. If he found me, that would be weird.
Wouldn't it, though?
Yeah.
Like, how did you find me? You got one of those Apple tags or something?
I did have a cryptid encounter
Ooh.
after I was on your show.
Really?
Oh.
Where at?
Up here by my house, I took Xander to the dentist and we stopped to ghost hunt. And yeah, I saw something moving over in the swampy area. And yep, I got photos. If you go on North American Dogman Project.com, they're all on there. Well, not all of them, but like 4 of them.
All right.
I'll have to
Awesome.
check it out.
Very
Yes.
exciting.
Yeah, I had to share that with you guys.
Any other exciting news in the Dogman world?
Not really.
Just
yet.
that.
Tick season.
Oh God.
It's early. It's spring.
Yeah.
You're bad here.
What do they call that? Is it like Apoquel or something? I don't know what it is. Some kind of tick medicine for dogs. That's what it made me think of.
Mhm.
Get that Simparica trio going. Oh,
It is that time, man.
You got to nurture your local dog, man.
Right. That's right.
Exactly.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
Jody used to carry like an axe handle. And I asked him, I said, why are you just carrying an axe handle? He's like, so I can play fetch if I see one.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's hysterical.
I was like, all right then.
It was like, do you got a tennis ball in your pocket? So you
Right.
get ready to throw it. Fetch.
Oh my gosh, that's too much.
But yeah, I wanted to share that with you while it popped into my head.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, y'all. Well, Tony, Jen, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Sharing about Pine Lawn. Yeah, we definitely need to get there however we can, whether it's for the con in October or just because I need to feel some of this activity. But yeah, we we're just so excited anytime somebody has like really cool stuff or experiences that they want and can share with us. So thank you both, Haley
Yeah,
and
sure.
Rachel.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we love it. Girlies, it's always so much fun to spend my Thursdays with you. Thank you so much for spending another one with me. The rest of you, feel free to find all of us on our different social media pages. We're all on all of them.
Oh yeah.
We're
No
everywhere.
hiding.
Yeah. So we'll be back here live again next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are talking magic for May. So we're gonna I think we're gonna dive into some divination next week. So get your tools ready and we
Prepare
will
to
see
divine.
you. Oh, we
It will be
you
divine.
can be unsubscribed. The rest of you guys, subscribe, like, share, all the
Oh
things.
yay!
on
See
all
you
our platforms.
unsubscribe. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for joining us in the chat as well. We really appreciate it.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And you
sure
guys
do.
keep sending, you can send messages in the chat if you're watching this video later. We'll go back and if you have questions, we will try to answer them on the next one. So
Absolutely.
you guys stay spooky and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.